You ever notice how the moment you start growing, the enemy starts sending distractions with your name on them? Oh, I'm talking to somebody tonight. You finally found your peace, and here comes that text. You finally set your boundaries, and here comes somebody testing them. You finally said, I'm done entertaining nonsense, and suddenly nonsense has a VIP ticket to your front row. But let me tell you something, you can't live free if you're always flinching at foolishness.
I've come to clean. So I'm using only these two products, and then I had these two padlocks. Then we have water. Here's the buckets. Bucket with the brush, the duster.
He wants to train you to strengthen your spirit so that every storm doesn't shake you, every opinion doesn't move you, and every lie doesn't need your response. Being unbothered isn't arrogance, it's alignment. It's when you've been through enough battles to realize that your peace is your power, and you refuse to hand it over for anything less than purpose. So tonight, we're not just talking about ignoring drama. We're talking about mastering your atmosphere. Because when you learn to be unbothered, baby, you become unstoppable. Peace is one of the most valuable possessions you will ever have. Yet it's the one thing people give away the easiest. You hand it over when someone disrespects you and you let anger take the wheel. You hand it over when you let anxiety narrate your future. You hand it over every time you let someone else's opinion redefine your worth. But peace, true God-given peace, is something you stumble into. It's something you protect. It's not weak, it's not passive, and it's definitely not quiet compliance. It's spiritual maturity. It's saying, I refuse to let chaos rent space in my mind. Protecting your peace means realizing that not every battle deserves your sword, and not every invitation requires your attendance. There comes a point in your growth where you recognize that peace is a full-time job. You don't just keep it by meditating or praying once in a while. You keep it by filtering what enters your life, the conversations you engage in, the energy you allow, the people you confide in. All of it either protects your peace or pollutes it. Some of us keep praying for peace while still entertaining the very environments that rob it. You can't pray for calm and keep feeding your chaos. Protecting your peace means setting boundaries that feel uncomfortable at first, but are necessary for your survival. Because every time you say yes to something that drains you, you say no to the strength you need for your purpose. Peace isn't the absence of noise. It's the discipline to not let the noise move you. There's always going to be something trying to steal it, a rumor, a disappointment, a delay, a betrayal. But peace doesn't mean pretending everything's fine. It means standing firm when everything isn't. It's when the storm rages, but you still sleep in the boat because you know who's on board with you. Protecting your peace is learning to operate from a posture of trust, not control. You can't have peace if you're always trying to fix what only God can handle. Control is heavy, peace is light. When you stop trying to control outcomes, people, and timing, you make room for peace to settle in. Sometimes protecting your peace means walking away from what you once begged for. It means accepting that not everyone can go with you, not because they're bad, but because your peace costs more than their comfort. There are people who thrive off your chaos because your peace makes them confront their own lack of it. That's why you have to stop explaining your calm to people who prefer confusion. You owe no one access to your spirit just because they've had access to your past. When God starts healing you, he'll also start separating you. And the separation is never about arrogance, it's about preservation. You can't build a sanctuary around your soul if you keep letting toxic energy through the front door. Protecting your peace looks like choosing silence over proving a point. It looks like choosing prayer over panic. It looks like responding with grace when your ego wants revenge. It's not glamorous. Sometimes it feels lonely because peace requires stillness, and stillness will often expose what busyness used to hide. You'll start to realize how much of your life was noise disguised as necessity. And that's when you learn peace is expensive because it demands transformation. It requires you to unlearn the need to always be right, to always be seen, to always be included. When your peace is real, you no longer chase validation. You carry conviction. You have to train your spirit to detect what disturbs your peace early. Don't wait until you're burned out, bitter, or broken to notice the signs. The moment something starts making you shrink, question your worth, or lose sleep, that's your cue to protect your peace. That's not selfish, that's stewardship. God gave you peace as a promise, not as a luxury. My peace I give to you, he said, not the world's kind, not temporary calm, but divine stillness that lives beneath the chaos. But it's your responsibility to guard it. You can't keep opening the gate and then crying about the wolves. Sometimes the hardest part about protecting your peace is not reacting when you know you could. You could clap back, you could expose, you could set the record straight, but peace whispers, let it go. Because every time you choose reaction over restraint, you forfeit your spiritual power. People who are led by peace don't need to prove their point. They let time and truth do the talking. When your peace is protected, you don't get easily offended. You start to see things differently. You recognize that some people are projecting, some problems are passing, and some pain is part of your pruning. You stop fighting battles beneath your anointing. Protecting your peace also means managing your environment. There are rooms where your peace will suffocate because the air is filled with competition, comparison, and complaint. You can't breathe purpose in contaminated spaces. Learn to exit quietly. Every time you choose to stay where your spirit feels uneasy, you're teaching your peace to tolerate chaos. And peace that tolerates chaos isn't peace, it's exhaustion in disguise. You need to discern when your assignment in a space has expired, because the longer you stay, the more you'll lose sight of yourself. Peace requires you to walk away gracefully, not bitterly. You don't have to burn bridges. Just stop crossing the ones that lead you back to confusion. Protecting your peace is also about what you let replay in your mind. Some of you have peace, but your thoughts won't let you rest. You keep rehearsing what went wrong, who hurt you, what they said, what you could have done differently. But peace doesn't live in replay, it lives in release. You can't have peace if your mind is stuck in yesterday's pain. You've got to learn how to evict the thoughts that no longer serve your healing. That's why scripture says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Transformation is mental before it's visible. Protecting your peace means protecting your thought life. Not every thought deserves your agreement. You've got to challenge the ones that bring anxiety, doubt, or fear, because they are enemies of your peace. When you start to value peace, you also start to value pace. You realize not every opportunity is divine timing. Some of us lose peace because we're rushing what God meant to reveal slowly. Peace allows you to rest while you wait. It's knowing that delay isn't denial, it's development. Peace teaches patience. It teaches surrender. It teaches trust. You begin to understand that if God hasn't opened the door yet, it's because he's still preparing you to walk through it. Protecting your peace means refusing to panic while you're in process. And here's the truth. Peace doesn't always look powerful. Sometimes it looks like silence when you want to scream. Sometimes it looks like choosing joy in uncertainty. Sometimes it looks like minding your business while the world misjudges your motives. But peace has a soundless strength. It grounds you. It keeps you centered. It gives you clarity when emotions would cloud your judgment. You start to realize that the one who guards their peace is always in control, even when nothing else is. So when you protect your peace like it's sacred, you begin to live from a place of divine restraint. You stop chasing what disturbs you. You stop explaining what God is still revealing. You stop allowing temporary people to cause permanent unrest. Because peace is not just a feeling, it's a fortress. It's the mark of someone who's trained, seasoned, and surrendered enough to know that chaos doesn't deserve their energy. And when your peace becomes sacred, nothing and no one can snatch it unless you hand it over. Emotions are powerful, but if you don't master them, they'll master you. You can't be led by your feelings and expect to live by faith at the same time. Feelings are real, yes, but they aren't always true. They fluctuate with your circumstances, they react to your environment, and they shift with your season. One moment you're motivated, the next you're discouraged. One day you feel confident, the next you question everything about yourself. That's why mastering your emotions isn't about suppressing them. It's about stewarding them. It's about understanding that emotions were never meant to drive the car. They're meant to sit in the passenger seat. You acknowledge them, you listen to them, but you don't let them take control of the wheel. When you start maturing spiritually, you realize that not every feeling deserves a response. Some feelings are momentary visitors that show up to test your discipline. Anger shows up to see if you'll let your mouth move before your mind catches up. Fear shows up to see if you'll let it rewrite the script of your faith. Insecurity shows up to see if you'll shrink or stand tall in what God already said about you. Mastering your emotions means learning to pause before you participate. It means taking a breath before reacting, because emotional impulsivity can destroy what spiritual maturity is trying to build. Your emotions are indicators, not dictators. They tell you something about your internal state, but they don't get to tell you who you are. When you feel anger, it might be revealing an area of unhealed hurt. When you feel jealousy, it might be pointing to an unfulfilled purpose. When you feel anxious, it might be exposing a lack of trust. Emotions are teachers if you're willing to sit in the classroom and learn. But most people run from emotional discomfort instead of studying it. They react, they explode, they shut down, and then they wonder why peace keeps slipping away. You can't master what you refuse to face. The truth is, you will never reach your next level if your emotions still control your decisions.
It's on Sunday. We're currently on our way to church. And yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys that. And yeah, let me show you guys my outfit of the day, and then we head out. Yeah.
God can't trust a person who is ruled by their mood. One day you're on fire for your calling. The next day you're ready to quit because it got hard. 1 minute you're forgiving. The next you're rehearsing offenses like a playlist. You can't be emotionally unstable and spiritually effective. Maturity requires consistency, and consistency requires emotional regulation. Sometimes you'll have to worship while you're hurting, smile when you're misunderstood, and stay focused when everything around you is falling apart. That's not faking, it's faithing. It's saying, I refuse to let how I feel sabotage what I know. When you don't master your emotions, they will manipulate you. They'll make you act out of character, make decisions out of desperation, and attach yourself to things that don't align with your destiny. Unchecked emotions will have you fighting battles you were never called to fight. They'll have you defending yourself when silence would have been your protection. They'll have you reacting to situations that God was using to test your patience. You cannot conquer life if you are constantly conquered by your reactions. Emotional maturity is about being able to feel deeply but respond wisely. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean you don't feel pain. It means you process it properly. It means you stop using anger as armor and tears as a weakness. It means you learn how to grieve without giving up. Some people never heal because they mistake suppression for strength. They bury their emotions under busyness and then wonder why they feel empty when the noise dies down. Healing requires honesty. You can't fix what you keep pretending doesn't hurt. Emotional mastery starts with emotional awareness. When you can name what you feel, you can start to change how you deal. You have to be intentional about creating space between your emotion and your action. That space is where wisdom lives. That's where growth happens. The immature version of you used to react immediately, but the healed version of you knows how to pause, pray, and proceed. Every time you choose to pause, you weaken the power of your old patterns. Because emotions are habitual. They come with triggers. Certain people, places, and memories can reignite old wounds. Mastering your emotions means knowing your triggers and training your response. You might not control how you feel in a moment, but you always control what you do next. God can't elevate someone who throws tantrums every time things don't go their way. You have to be able to handle delay without doubting, correction without crumbling, and pressure without panicking. Emotional mastery is what separates those who talk about purpose from those who walk in it.
So the weather outside is not that great. Yeah.
So open your mouth and then close your eyes. Try to figure out what the flavor is inside of this piece of candy. Strawberry. That's right. Good job, Tom Thomas. And this? That one. It was mine. Yeah, Tom Thomas.
Taste even water because different waters taste differently.
So guys,
Also, testers who don't test food and drinks.
we've come from church and
Things like
we relaxed for a few hours. And right now I want to leave and go out.
being able to tell apart.
Yeah, we're going to take you guys with us. I hope I'll be able to vlog. Why are you looking at me like that? Why are you looking at me like that? Huh? I hope I'll be able to vlog for you guys, but yeah, let's go. Tell people something.
Hi guys, I'm watching
This is called what? Jury?
Chickie's Nin.
Okay.
We want to go out. My mom was upset. I didn't really, yeah, you've seen.
Tell them bye.
Bye.
See you guys in the next one.
See you guys the next time when we figure.
When we are out.
When we're out and when we figure in my show's house.
We're not going to Show's house.
Bye bye.
We're not going to Show's house. We're going somewhere else.
Yeah?
So inafunga.
Unafunga na mkono? Siwezi jumisi na mkono. Unasikia baridi mguu. Mguu yangu imeingia maji.
Kiatu.
Huku juu imeingia, imesweti.
Kwa nini ulikanyanga maji?
Mimi sikukanyanga. Kwani mua?
Sikiliza we mlima nikwambie, imesimika bendera ya ukumbusho, nitarudi nikushuhudie.
The first time.
Hey guys.
Okay. Ikuone. Just wait. Wait a little bit.
Hey guys, my mother we are coming at where the last video you see, comment, like, and subscribe, and share with your friends.
Wipe your mouth.
So I am eating chips and chicken nuggets and mango juice.
And mango juice.
Yes.
And what else? And what else?
Chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets.
And chips.
Chips. Are you happy?
Yes, very happy.
You're so happy? Okay. Wanna fries?
We're in Tao. We're in Tao, guys. And do you know where? Comments. Comments as well.
Comments down below.
Acha nikusikie. Tuongee.
What are we intending to do?
Umesema, si mimi nimesema yao.
Today I brought my baby out for a small, we've come for a small outing today. I've been meaning to do this for a long time. So yeah, today we are out and we are going to enjoy ourselves. Yeah.
After hiyo saluni nakula nini?
So I'll be eating chicken chips masala with juice and coleslaw. Yeah.
Sema bye.
Bye. How's the food?
Fine.
Fine.
Then I want to taste
That is tomato sauce, so this one. Go eat, I put in mine first. Yeah, it's that one. It's that one. This is the sauce. Indo curry. Indio curry.
Kasi kwa nini unanimix?
I wanted to see kama Indo curry.
Karibu.
Finya. That's enough. Let me pick for you. I'm not taking your face.
We want to take video of my food.
I'm not taking your face.
Tell you my food. The bully can take your
I'm going to cocktail.
Can I drink a little?
Want to drink?
Yes. Kwa nini yangu inaweza
Can you taste yours? Eat fast. Eat fast. Kamu apa ya? Oh, I was to taste your chicken nuggets. Let me taste one. After we go, you home? Where are we going? Lunch. Lunch or supper? Nikule mbili? You don't? Nikule tatu. We first meza and then you talk, okay? Okay? Chipo. I'm eating with this. Take what back here?
Back here.